Healthcare just kind of fell in our lap. One of the things that we were focused on were those large enterprise customers, and what we found was when you sit there and you look at different types of customers and how they react and how they work, they're very similar. And what we found was is if we help them achieve and change their process of doing business, how they go to business, how their processes and procedures work, you actually are helping the customer. Instead of becoming a vendor, they're a partner. And so what happens is some of the solutions that we put together actually work well in other verticals, in different verticals, if you will. And healthcare just kind of fell in because it seemed like a lot of people were afraid to talk to hospitals and clinics and go down that path. Well, we found that it actually mimicked some of the things that we were doing in large enterprise, like an insurance company. The only difference then between the two was whether the carts were mobile or it was tied to a desktop or the wall. The only difference there really was there was the difference in how they went to business, how they did their business. And as long as you could adapt to those different ways, you fit right in. They're actually very similar. They're how they buy, their budget structures, their people who does what decision making. No, they're very similar. The only difference is they have different challenges. When you go with an insurance company, they're staying more in a call center or a claim center, and then using a large building, and they have a sea of cubes. Where you look at the hospitals, it's the same, except they're not in cubes. They're just more mobile and more out there and more, on the go. But if you look at it from the standpoint of how many seats there are, they're the same. They buy the same things. They, from the standpoint of just standardization, if you become that go-to person to help standardize their products and services, well, what happens is that stuff becomes easy and redundant, and then you're able to move on to solutions and how to address the problems as they go forward.